morning. It is 6:15ish. Maybe a couple minutes after that clock is really wrong. It's gonna be a lovely day, but it is cold right now. So right now I have a warmer sweater on. I'm gonna switch to one of my light cardigans when I head to school with Jax. Ooh, it's spooky and dark. So spooky. I have fun handsome, like walking back and forth. I need to get the dog before he barks again, but it seems like he's quiet now. Anyway, I am driving to school with Jax. I drop him off regularly. I need to get him there around 8:40. But I don't need to be there till 9, so that's annoying. So I'm probably gonna park. And I have some little crochet daisies that I'm working on. So I might just sit and do that. Drink some tea. And then go to the door when it's less obnoxious. I'll be a parent volunteer, probably letting me in. That one position that I haven't done. Jack's almost convinced me to try it at one point. He knows I like behind the scenes stuff, but I don't know. I'm gonna make some tea. Got more dishes to do, because when you see that, that means I ran the dishwasher. And I can't put the dirty dishes in, so they get above until I have time. Oh, we really need water. I'm gonna go ahead and do my morning stuff. Sebastian is buying, so I don't have to pack a lunch. And Jax is getting up his normal time, so I don't have to pack his lunch yet. So that's nice. I had 2 days in a row of early lunch packing, and yesterday was quite the scramble because I needed to do 2 because Sebastian was buying, and make his breakfast and feed myself. Make sure I was 100% ready by bus time. Today I don't have to do my hair yet. It is up until after the bus. And yeah, Sebastian's sticking with that routine of waking up early and curling up in bed with a video, but I don't know. I'm just seeing where it goes. Right now we haven't had drama from that in particular. We did have a drama day because he was really hungry and we ran out of the food he wanted. Because it was a Monday, and Monday is the day I get them off to school and go to the groceries. Okay, I'm just gonna go on with my day. Enjoy having a little extra time this morning. I can do my Duolingo and not have to wait till the middle of the day. And yeah, I'll see you later. Hello everyone. I am heading into middle school, but Sebastian is home. He woke up saying that his throat hurt. I can't tell if it's fake or real at this point, because right now he is happy as a little bug in a rug, curled up on the bed that he insisted that we make for him, watching videos, but you never know. Sorry for the loud cars. We just went to the doctor because when I got done volunteering, Sebastian's throat was really bad. He was really not feeling good. So I was like, it's gonna be strep. That's the only time your throat ever hurts. So we went, begged a spot. We squeezed this in, and they did a strep and COVID test, and it was strep. So I dropped him off, and now I am heading in to pick up his medicine. Hello everyone, I just took a bath. As you can hear, it's draining. It is 7:44, so I need to get Sebastian for bed, but he is not going to school. He has strep, and I got a doctor's note to submit. Now that I'm doing attendance, I'm like, let's go ahead and submit a note just to make everything neat and tidy in the records. But yeah, he's not allowed to return till Monday, and then Monday is a holiday, I think Yom Kippur, but please forgive me if I'm incorrect. I just don't know all the holidays. But yeah, no school. So I guess decent timing. I mean, I said you had good timing to get strep, and it's like, of course, Danny says there's never a good time to get strep. But can I tell you, I was hoping for strep, because I didn't want it to be COVID, because with strep, yes, it sucks so much, and it is really contagious, but only until you've been on medicine for 24 hours, so he didn't even make it a full day before I was like, I'm calling the doctor and trying to get a spot. It was already 1:30, I think, when I called them, and I was like, do you have any sick slots today? And she like puts me on hold and comes back and like, so what's going on? Because I think they were really full. And I was like, so he woke up with a sore throat, and it's really escalating. Now he's starting to get a fever, and I've heard that strep is going around the school. I have heard about sore throats and a lot of other stuff, but I said that. They're like, oh, okay, hold on. And then they came back and they're like, only thing I can give you is a 240 with so-and-so. I'm like, we'll take it. We'll take it. And it's not even that long. I had checked his temperature earlier when I got home from volunteering, which I think really wasn't needed. Most of the volunteers went home. I did what I could. We'll just leave it at that. They really didn't need volunteers. But yeah, I checked it with our ear thermometer, which I don't love. It does tend to take the temperature like a degree higher. So I got 99.9, which I told Danny is not a fever. Like, it wouldn't even be a fever straight out. They consider a fever 100.2 when you're talking Fahrenheit. But you need to like basically drop it a degree, 98.9. And he was laying on his head, so there was that. So I was like, I really don't think he has a fever. It's just a little elevated. And then I took it only in one ear really quickly right as we were about to go out to the doctor, because I decided since it was only an hour I wasn't going to give him any medicine yet, just so the doctor could see the full extent of how he's feeling. I'm like, buddy, I know you feel bad. We're just going to wait 40 minutes, and as soon as you get home, give you that medicine to make you feel better, because we want them to see how you feel. And he was on board with that. I think he didn't want to take the medicine, but it did help. So yeah, I took it right before we left, and got 100.7, just checking one ear. It's better when I like do both and kind of average it. So again, that's more like a 99 point something, not an actual fever. And then I go there and they come in and check it with one of those boop, where it just like lasers your forehead, and she got like 98.7. I'm like, oh, like I don't think he has a fever, but it's definitely elevated when we took it with his ear. So she goes out and gets an ear thermometer from the cart and comes back and she gets 100.7 like I did. She's like, oh, okay, so it's higher, but it's not bad. Again, like I go by what the doctors say, and 100.3 actual temperature is when they say, okay, you've got a low-grade fever. Everything else is just elevated. So they were like, and I think she went to weigh him, and then she's like, have you tested him for COVID? I'm like, no, it's literally been less than a day. And it stopped, but I was just like, it's strep. And then we were going over how he was feeling. I'm like, he never gets a sore throat like this unless it's strep. I learned that from last year. The most he'll have a little tiny sore throat and it's gone like overnight or in a couple hours or when he eats, and then he's got a cold. But he doesn't get this escalating throat pain where it's just miserable. The only other time besides strep was when he was a toddler and he got hand, foot, and mouth. Oh, that was the worst. He gave it to me because he was still nursing. Oh, that was the worst. You can get hand, foot, and mouth on your breast if you're breastfeeding, and he would only breastfeed on one side, so that was the worst. So painful. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, they came back in and they wanted to do both COVID and my requested strep. And then we were just waiting for 15 minutes. Poor dude was feeling so rough. He really was acting fevery, even though, again, we weren't feeling it. His head wasn't that hot. The temperatures weren't coming back, just so elevated. But he was miserable, and I absolutely believe him. He was miserable. So he curled up. I let him bring a stuffed animal to put on the little paper table, since that part's clean. And I covered him in my sweater, and he just curled up. I was like, you can even doze off while you wait. It's fine. But yeah, the doctor comes in, and all she says is, it's strep. I'm like, I knew it. I knew it would be strep. I mean, if you came in and said it's COVID, I would expect you to say, and strep. Because so glad it's not COVID, because that would be so hard for us not to catch. I think that we just need to wait out to see if we caught it from the past few days when he's been spitting on us. I do wear a mask in the bedroom, but I haven't been during homework, and I really need to. He was like sitting beside me. We're both looking straight out, not at each other. And he did spray Danny with spit last night. So we have to make it through that danger zone, but now that we know it's strep, we're staying clean. If I'm in his face, I'm in a mask. I was in a mask most of the day when I was home. And then in the car, I was in a mask. And that's obviously at the doctor's. And I'm only using N95s. Even though I have all these beautiful ones I've sewn. Sometimes there's situations where that's enough for me, but yeah, I'm doing the N95s. I need to order more soon because I'm running low. I might do that tonight so that they can come over the weekend. But yeah, even with him, I put him in a kid's N95 that I bought before last school year when he was still very scared of germs. He got over that so fast because nobody in his class was wearing a mask. And then it was torture to put him in one when he would have a cold and I'd send him to school. I'm like, you need to cover up your snot. Like, please. But that's our update. It's been a day. The volunteering, the photographers didn't even realize that they were gonna have volunteers, and like, oh. Not only did the school think that the photographers asked for 3 volunteers at a time, they also sent subs down. I think they were subs in training. They look very young. and one of them had like a substitute handbook. I don't know. That's just my impression. She's very nice. The other one left. He left. I arrived, there was supposed to be 3 of us that all live right up here and have the same bus stop. I got there first, and they were like, oh wow, we're gonna like have to hunt for something for you to do, maybe keeping the kids organized when they come in. And that's literally what I did. I kept them in the lines. I switched them if another line was moving fast, keep them paying attention. Really not needed. But the other, one of them, her daughter's sick, so she couldn't make it. And then the third came in, and right away she's like, if you don't think there's anything for us to do when you weren't even expecting volunteers, I'm gonna go if that's okay. She messaged me as soon as she left. She's like, I'm so sorry I bailed on you. I'm like, no worries. I'm literally just standing in the same spot as when you left because the kids haven't started coming in yet. Like at the elementary school, the biggest thing I do is like I'm handing out the papers and organizing, but they were already sorted by teacher and block, which is like the class period, and it was a little mixed up, but the gym teachers were just taking anything with their name and they were handing them out to the students, so that like took the biggest job. And they obviously can take direction more. I don't need to like move them and adjust their hair and their chins and stuff because they can all handle that. So I don't know, but I made it far enough that I'm like, I just stuck it out and tried to be as helpful as possible. At one point, we were gonna have about 30 minutes with nobody, and then I would have about 25 minutes left in my shift. So I was like, do you guys want me to stay? There's not gonna be anything for like 30 minutes. And they were just like, well, if you, it's up to you. And since they weren't outright saying, no, go ahead, leave, they were just like waffling. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just stay. I've got stuff I can do right now. I bought some crochet, and I know there's downtime. Since they didn't like, sometimes when people are like, oh, only if you want to, they actually want you to stay. So I couldn't interpret it. My poor little brain couldn't handle it. So I just stayed, and yeah. Right before my shift ended, like 10 minutes before, one of those subs, and the second sub showed up, and she was just like, oh, ready to go. She first talked to the lady who seemed like she was in charge, and I vaguely heard across the gym her saying something about organizing the students, and she sent her my way. And I was like, yeah, I've been volunteering all morning, and I've just been directing the students and keeping the lines moving. Just, you know, they want to be with their friends, they want to switch lines, and just trying to keep order. But honestly, it's really not much. So she was all ready to help. And then a parent volunteer, the first of probably 3, came in, and she walked straight up to me. Like 2 of the front office ladies came in for their staff photos during that big downtime. I was literally sitting on the floor crocheting. There's nobody, all the photographers were on their phones, and no kids, because obviously we finished that block of kids and we had to wait to the next block. So I think when a volunteer came in right after that, those ladies were like, it doesn't look like there's much to do. So she comes up straight to me and she's like, I hear there's not much to do, that you've been here all day and there's not much. I'm like, well, pretty much. I've just been keeping them in line. There's honestly, they seem to have sent a sub that they're paying for, so if you have somewhere to do, I wouldn't feel guilty. And so she talked to the photographers, and she's like, I'm just gonna go back to the office, and she turned around and just left. I hit my time and peaced out. So I was like, good luck. They were like, it's so calm, it's fine. They're used to much more chaos. So I've been talking way too long. It's almost 8. And I'm so thirsty. I'm so thirsty for water. So yeah, that was it. I canceled seeing Sebastian's teacher. I was like, can I see you tomorrow? And she's like, you know what? I gave out all the work to the parents I saw today, so I'll let you know if I need more help, which is a huge bummer because I would have loved to laminate and cut things. Like, that was my homeschool life, laminating and cutting out collateral late at night to get it ready for the next day. So that's a little sad, but it is what it is, and my baby comes first. After I had already had that long commitment, I needed to give up the second one so I could be home with him, and that was great because that was when I was making the doctor's appointment for him. So it was a good decision. All right, I'm gonna leave you and go back into the germ zone. I got my N95 ready to go. Let's get some blush on it on my cheeks. All right, good night. Stay safe. Be kind and wash your dang hands. People, wash them. Hi. Just kidding. I'm back. Right as I was finishing recording, Sebastian puked all over himself downstairs. So Dan took the bed cleanup. Luckily it wasn't the couch. And I'm taking the child cleanup. And yeah. Well, that's fun. That's my least favorite thing. But it is a symptom of strep throat. Not one we've had before, but we're trying to puke-proof the bed here. He's got something under him and then just a sheet over his sheets to hopefully not puke and everything, and most of his friends are over there because I've had to clean puke off of Jax's stuffed animals and they're never the same. Oh, I hate puke. And I have to go sit in there. So he hasn't taken his medicine, which double-edged sword. It's not working yet because he hasn't taken it, but he didn't puke it up, so that's good. So I need to go down and take his medicine, give him his medicine. I'm not giving him his allergy medicine or vitamins because I don't want more puke fuel. We're just gonna do Tylenol and his antibiotic. Wish me luck, people. Good night.